since Karen asked me to do this and I agreed, I'm here. She talked about flan, which I had never heard of flan, and I went to Florida to visit family. My English relatives met Spanish people on the way over on the boat and married them, and so when she said Mexican, man, those Spanish guys are really into that. And when we had a family get together in Florida with all the English relatives, she served flan, and they were so excited. And so she gave me a demonstration before I left. But that, she did the caramel, everything had to be just right. So, anyway, yes, that was my new experience to flan.
To Cedar Street, take a left on Cedar, go across the river.
Anyway, okay, we talked, I got called to this because I talked to Karen about, I had a scratch rhubarb cake recipe, so you don't have to use cake mix. I'm going to mention a few things about the recipe just because, I mean, most of you look older, so you probably already know all these things. It says sour, I sent out a bread recipe to some people, and it said scalded milk, and they called back and said, why did you scald the milk? I forgot that was an old recipe, and you had to scald milk to kill the bacteria. Anyway, so the rhubarb cake recipe says sour milk. And do you all know how to make sour milk? Okay.
Vinegar.
Pardon?
Vinegar.
Yeah, a little vinegar in it.
Vinegar and what? Vinegar
Just
or lemon, just sour.
Something acidic to sour.
Oh, okay.
So how do you make it?
I do it with vinegar.
How much per whatever?
Teaspoon, yeah, not very much.
I think it's a cup of milk to a teaspoon. I use a teaspoon.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You pour a little in. I keep a little bottle just for that, so I don't have the gallon jug. And I just pour a little in, and after it sits there for a few minutes, it coagulates. You can stir it up.
Oh, okay.
Anyway.
Can you substitute buttermilk?
Yes,
Yes.
yeah, I can. This is a couple of these recipes came, I was telling Karen, for a wedding present, I got a recipe book that was written in Dillon, Montana. And everything in that recipe book is...
You can tell that it's old. Look at this.
Oh my.
Anyway, it's, everything in there is just basic stuff. You don't, it's not fancy stuff. You didn't have to go to the store.
That is a loved book.
It's a very loved book. Yeah, it's got things that, yeah, I just love that. Okay, the recipe says a cup and a half of rhubarb. Sometimes I put 2. The cake today, that might have been the wrong bag, measurement wise. So there was a little extra rhubarb in there. It took a little longer to cook, and it might, but the flavor still should. Don't look at how pretty it looks.
That's why it's covered.
That's why the cover's still on that one.
I like that.
Okay, and that cake only takes 1 egg. And at this time, a cake with 1 egg is great, right?
Yeah.
And the other good thing about it is no frosting. You can put a little white whipped topping on it or something if you want. Anytime I've taken that someplace or my grandkids, everybody loves this. It's just a little different when I say no frosting. It has brown sugar and cinnamon on the top. And I put nuts inside, you can put nuts on the top if you want. So.
We'll just leave it open so I think it's ready.
Anyway, do you have any questions on that one?
So
Yes.
you used frozen rhubarb.
I do because I have plants that grow rhubarb that's 3 feet tall. Its stalks are probably 3 feet long. So I have rhubarb coming out of my eyeballs. These plants have been there for probably 100 years. And every spring they look, I like it. And they're not tough. They are really tender and it's incredible.
So it's a great way to use your zucchini. in the spring.
Or zucchini, rhubarb.
She's looking at you like,
So do you blanch your rhubarb before you freeze
No,
it?
no.
Just straight?
Just cut it up and put it in. You know, I usually measure it out, but I've got another recipe I use rhubarb for, so this might have been the bag that was supposed to be for the other recipe.
Did you have to thaw it out first or just?
I thought a little bit, and this could have been thought out maybe a tiny bit more, but I was doing a lot in a short time. But yeah, you can just put it in the microwave and thaw it out, or cook it, you know, fresh. Sometimes if it thaws out too much, it still tastes good. It's amazing. It kind of, I don't know. Anyway, any other questions on that one? Okay. I'll go to the old fruitcake recipe. My grandson took him on a cruise and they gave us applesauce, and sometimes my applesauce, well, depending on the apples, you know, a little different flavor depending on the apples. And some of it has maybe been downstairs a little longer than others. He had the applesauce on the cruise and he goes, "This isn't very good." He said, "It needs to be aged a little longer." So my husband and I have laughed about that. We need to age, you know. Yeah, anyway. This recipe is great. There are no eggs. No eggs. So you can do this anytime and it's not going to cost you an arm and a leg. It has just basic things. Now you can add nuts, raisins, or dates if you want. And you can use any kind of fruit. It doesn't matter what kind it is. Just blend it up and throw it in.
Does it always have to be blended or what?
Yes, yes.
Does it matter if it's, well, sweetened or less
It
sweetened?
doesn't matter.
yeah, so like if I have a quart of peaches, I can drain it and
Yeah,
blend it and use it?
you don't even have to drain it.
Oh, wow.
Because you'll get the moisture.
Okay,
I mean,
Peaches is my favorite.
this one's pears
okay,
and all the moisture's in it.
okay.
I just threw it in and blended up. I've done other fruits, you know, you can pick whatever, you know, whatever you've got. that
Whatever
like
you,
to use.
that has age that you need to.
Yes, use.
Move.
Actually, I do have an applesauce cake recipe in here, and if anybody has applesauce they need to use, the lady could probably print you out a copy of that if you want. I didn't put that one down, but yeah.
So all it has for the leavening is the soda.
Yes, yes.
Interesting, okay. I know when it looks, yeah, and you put frosting on it.
Well, or you cannot.
Oh, okay,
You don't have to. I put some cream and cheese frosting, you know.
okay.
So you can drain the juice or not drain the
No,
juice? and it's
don't
not-
drain the juice.
Don't drain it, okay.
Just, that's why I just put, you know, a quart of fruit. Just put that quart of fruit in the blender, blend it up and throw it in, and
Wow,
Yeah.
that's great.
it's quick, and like I say, no eggs. Now also about the applesauce, and probably a lot of you know this, applesauce can work in place of some oil. Did you know,
Yes,
you know
yes.
that? Okay.
Yeah.
You probably already had that in one of the lessons.
Oh, I don't know, but I just knew that, so.
So could
I
you
even
use up
s-
to half? Could you use a half a cup of oil and half a cup of extra?
Yeah.
You can use all oil.
Oh,
You can use all oil, I mean all applesauce in place of your
well,
oil,
it's expensive.
The
as
texture's a
olive
hair
oil.
different.
but it depends on.
But it'll give you the moisture that you need.
I make my bread.
Your bread. I throw in a little applesauce into my bread and it keeps
Yeah,
it a
I
little.
do all applesauce, I don't do.
Oh, you do?
I don't do oil.
Oh, well, that's a good thing because oil is one of those expensive things right now too.
Oh, yeah.
Really.
Uh-huh.
So anyway, these recipes, I tried to pick the ones that would maybe save you, you know, if you need the cake, you need a cake to take to some activity at the church or somebody in the neighborhood needs something or whatever. You know, these wouldn't cost you an arm and a leg to make and do it for somebody. Yeah, no, you can frost it or not. I put cream cheese frosting just because everybody likes cream cheese.
Would mincemeat work for the fruit? Or, well, let's see. Yeah, not in, but for like, instead of the raisins or whatever, would that?
You probably could, maybe, you know, not too much.
Okay.
Now, I don't know about you,
But
but
don't
mine,
use it for the fruit.
no,
Okay, gotcha.
no, my mincemeat's all fruit. I do it with green tomato mincemeat.
Oh,
You have green tomatoes and pears and
Would you share that recipe?
green
I just
tomato.
have green tomatoes, they never get ripe.
Yes, I can. Not today,
Well, that's okay.
but I can get it to you.
Thank you.
Yeah. It's just, because mincemeat was, my grandmother was English, so we always had mincemeat. But that's where it's just fruit, you haven't got the grease.
Oh,
You know, it's healthier.
gotcha. Okay.
I thought it was really meat. It really isn't meat.
Actually, it has suet in the real,
Back in the old days.
yes,
And that's
Really?
what?
Or the
Suet.
suet.
you know, the
Yeah,
fat.
most of the time it's,
Oh,
we're just
okay.
fruit now.
Oh.
Yeah, I had green tomatoes.
You just.
Some places we've lived, the garden went on way too long.
You can use green tomatoes in place of apples in apple pie too.
Oh, really? Oh, wow.
That would be good.
Wow.
Do you peel on that?
Hmm?
Do you leave the peels on for that?
Yeah.
Okay, onward, oatmeal cake. How many of you had oatmeal cake? Okay, so probably all of you, this is preaching to the choir. I don't know about you, but when I had kids at home, if I had extra oatmeal, then you made a little extra oatmeal and you throw it and make a cake that day. So, you know, another way to use up what you have, so it doesn't go to waste.
So are you saying this is quick cooking, that's
The
meal?
stuff that's kind of chopped up looking.
It's a little finer, what if you
It
don't
is.
use that kind, can you still make it?
Yeah,
So
I mean-
you just chop it in the blender, then cook it?
Yeah.
Okay.
It's just a little thicker.
Okay.
And 2 eggs on that, so that's still less than the 3 eggs you put in any cake mix. The frosting on this.
Oh, the frosting's to die for.
I have two different
Oh my gosh.
choices.
That's what makes the
Yum,
cake,
yum.
is the frosting in this.
That's why you have oatmeal cake.
Yeah.
Get the frosting.
I know, exactly.
Now, one of my recipes has, and this is the one with you just boil the sugar and butter and put in the nuts and coconut, and it just goes on regularly. Or you can put this in the oven and in the broiler, and man, it only takes,
Just a couple seconds. You watch
Yeah.
it close.
I didn't know that the first time I did it, I almost torched off the world.
So that's the oatmeal cake right there?
This is the oatmeal
Okay.
cake. Anyway, and it'll just kind of crust the top a little bit. But it, I love it this way, and then there's nothing scary. And frost your cake while it's warm. Okay, everybody has zucchini, everybody wants to get rid of their zucchini. When she said that by mistake, rhubarb, it was like that, same story. Chocolate zucchini cake. Have y'all made that?
Yes, so good, so good.
That one has a couple of eggs, and it does have, you've got oil and margarine in that. But, your zucchini is obviously, if you've got friends, or maybe enemies, might drop zucchini onto your house. Yeah, it might be fun. So anyway, yes, this is a good one because it has all just basic things to it too.
Can you replace the margarine with butter?
Pardon?
Can you replace the margarine with butter?
Yes, yes.
And if you had it frozen, would you drain it?
Yeah, no.
Keep the liquid.
Keep the liquid. Somebody said to me, I think if you freeze it, it's
Okay.
dry.
Oh.
She probably drained it,
Oh, yeah.
but no.
Oh, for the zucchini?
Uh-huh.
There's so much water, it always scares me that it's gonna be soup.
Well, and it's not,
Okay, okay.
not.
Alrighty.
But anyway, yeah, so there you've got things from your garden, basic things from your food storage. You got any questions?
I
Yes.
remember I remember my mom used to make, rhubarb custard pie. Gosh, that was so good, just really zippy.
Yeah,
I got a recipe, but.
Oh, you have to share now.
Well, I haven't been able to find it lately, because I've been craving it, so I gotta
Send it
dig
to
deeper
Karen.
and try about it.
Yes.
So, last summer we had an abundance of rhubarb and we bottled some rhubarb.
Right.
And, you can, I don't know if any of you have ever made peach dump cake or cherry dump cake, where you put a cake mix on the top
Right.
with the sliced butter. Well, we make rhubarb dump cake with this bottled rhubarb.
Oh, wow.
In your bottled rhubarb, did you put, orange peels, sliced oranges in it?
We did not, I'm sure.
That'll give
we
it
did.
just, you know, it just gives you a little different, and it kinda takes away that, you know, when your teeth are furry.
That's a good explanation.
Anyway, yes.
This isn't a comment, it's a story about the oatmeal cake.
Uh-huh.
This is one of my husband's favorites, because his grandmother used to make it for him. And one birthday, he goes, just make me oatmeal cake for my birthday, but put cream cheese frosting on it. I said, okay, fine. So we had a large amount of people coming, so I made a double thick, double size oatmeal cake. Frosted it, decorated it, I still left it in the pan to serve it. No, I didn't either, put it on a tray, a big tray, serve it. So you walk out on the patio and everybody, oh, let's see the decorations. Well, I was on the steps of the patio and I tipped the tray just a little bit. That cake did a double flip, landed bottom side up on the clean patio, which we had just hosed off. I was just sick. I said, no, it's fine, serve it anyway. I had forgotten to put the boiling water in that cake. It was like eating bricks.
You mean that flopping didn't help it, you know?
And then with the chocolate zucchini cake, we had a lovely neighbor in our neighborhood out Chubby. Her name was Deborah Payne. We had a big block party one time, and this is what she brought was this chocolate zucchini cake. Well, it was potluck, so everybody went through the line and, you know, got the whole smear that you want and dessert on their plate first. Well, whose cake is this? Who made this cake? Well, Deborah goes, I did. I mean, everybody was just raving about it. She got up from her place at the picnic tables, went in the house and made another one because there wasn't enough for everybody.
Oh, my
That's the
God.
kind of person she was.
Oh, my word.
So, and it's
It
a
was so cold
fantastic
when I brought
cake.
it.
So is that a 9x13?
Yeah.
All of
Yeah.
them?
You've not made this?
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
good. Yes.
Please tell her story, I'll tell mine. I brought home an apple pie the other day, and it had the last top top on it. And just as I picked it up by the side of it, and it just totally flipped out onto the ground. I picked it up, put it back in, I didn't get any dirt in it, I put it back in the pie, and we had apple crumble pie.
Oh, tasty,
And you know what, I decided I like that, so the next time I make an apple pie, I'm gonna crumble it, I'm gonna stir it up. I like it like that, you've got crust all the way through it.
Just the dessert where you put, cut up pieces of cake and you have whipped cream and stuff.
Trifle.
Anyway, that kind of reminds me of that. I mean, the same thing.
Who was it that was asking about the custard pie?
Oh,
Rhubarb and
did you
custard.
find it?
I found several versions on
Oh,
the internet, so
oh.
I'm curious to see if any of these look like.
She's the one that owned it. I wanted it.
Well, I was gonna say, I had to take a cake to, a funeral, and I had procrastinated and went to look this morning and couldn't find any cake mixes in my pantry, so I kept thinking, what do I have in my house that I don't have to run to the store? And it finally dawned on me, oatmeal cake, but it'd been a long time, and I thought, oh, I'm gonna throw an oatmeal cake together, and that's what I did. And I just thought, okay, I can do this, I can find stuff around my house that I can use, so I don't have to run to the store, and it worked, so.
Yeah, actually, I took that to a funeral and
Yeah.
that was everybody.
Yeah,
Yeah,
old-fashioned
this is-
cake is the best.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, so.
Yes,
Is the oatmeal,
frosting, is it the same that goes on German chocolate cake? Is that the same recipe?
I think it is very
No,
similar.
similar.
It's very similar to the one I make, yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
It doesn't
I guess
matter.
just because this isn't as big a recipe as when you, at least as mine, you know. So,
Okay.
Well, the rhubarb
I
cake is
think
in
it's
the 9
about-
by 13 pan also.
yes.
Okay.
Did I not put that?
It's not on there, but the other three
I'm sorry.
were, so I was assuming.
Yeah, put 9 by 13, I'm sorry, guys. Yes,
That frosting is not similar to, it tastes similar to German chocolate frosting, but it's not made. Yeah, you have to
Oh,
mix it
there's no
just like it
eggs.
says on the oatmeal cake. You have to make it just like it says here, pour it on the cake. On the German chocolate, you cook that frosting and cool it down.
Oh, yes,
then you
yes,
spread it on.
yes, that's right, that's
German
right,
chocolate has eggs in it.
yes,
yeah.
Frosting doesn't.
So German chocolate doesn't set up like sugar.
yes.
So on my oatmeal cake, sometimes I'm kind of lazy, but, you know how you make buttercream frosting using butter, milk, powdered sugar, a little bit of salt? Well, you can do the same thing, but put in a teaspoon of Maybelline,
Oh,
a half, and it makes a really good frosting on oatmeal cake.
Okay. Maple, okay.
Pardon? Maple flavoring.
Maple flavoring, yeah.
yeah, my mother used to brown.
Oh, yeah,
Sugar.
caramelize it.
Yeah,
Mine did too.
that was really good, but I
don't
think that's another one of those scary things.
Is the canned milk evaporated or?
Evaporated.
Okay, it is evaporated.
I should have put that. Okay, everybody, get out your
My
pens.
mom used to put butter, make a butter rum sauce that she would put on her carrot cake
Yep.
and carrot pudding. She used to bottle carrot pudding bottled, if you ever heard of that. She
Well,
made
and-
carrot pudding in a
Speaking of, yes,
blended.
I've heard of that.
Yeah,
Yeah, and then
Yeah.
she would put butter rum on, oh my gosh. it was
Sauce?
good.
yeah, you just keep clicking that.
Uh-huh.
Actually, the relatives in Florida had some relatives. The guy's wife came from the Caribbean, and she said they soaked that Christmas pudding in rum and
Oh,
changed it every week.
Oh, wow.
By Christmas, it must have been great, right? Yeah, when they told me that, I thought, I just put lemon sauce on my Christmas, you know, on my carrot pudding. Anyway, yeah. Whew. Okay, anything else? Is there something I missed?
Well, okay, I'm sure you're ready to sample, and we can cut some of these into smaller pieces if you don't want. If you want to taste every.
Or you can have the whole piece.
Yeah, or have, yeah, whatever you want, so go ahead.
What was that?
How many pieces do you have in there?
24?
Yeah, so we're good. Yeah,
24, we don't have
yeah,
one.
we have 21. Yeah, so we're good.
Anyway, there you go. Well, some of the pieces are little. So, but you can have a big piece if you want.
Thank
Oh, and if somebody wanted an applesauce cake recipe, we can make a copy. I brought my book so we can do that.
Let's do.
I have it sitting in the back.